So I'm like, look, man, we're just gonna go back, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of fall back and just rethink this shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you go from having it roll into shit changing, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't just keep moving without sitting back and just actually thinking this shit through, you know what I'm saying? So, me and Ock fell back, you know, Cass off doing this thing, I don't know what he's doing. Me and Ock just came back to Philly, just kind of like fell back and just, you know, really started brainstorming and started thinking shit up. So, we came up with, now this mind of Cass ain't even, he denounced Larceny at this point, you know what I'm saying? So like, he Cassidy, right? He's not Larceny, it's Cassidy. So we come back and we like, you know, I had always paid attention to the fact that, you know, like, you know, Rough Riders had this concept of family, you know what I'm saying? It was like, it was an idea that, you know, I saw that we would go anywhere, right? We would go anywhere in any city, in any state, and we would have like hundreds of people, man, just, you know, wherever, you know what I'm saying? Like, no exaggeration, go anywhere, man. You got people everywhere, and it's all love, you know what I'm saying? Some of them do music, some of them don't do music, some of them just around, like, that's just what it was. It was that type of love and support. So I'm like, damn, like, that's a hell of a network. So, you know, my name, you know, I got my name from Lansky. You know what I'm saying? That's where the Lansky comes from, the Shiz, like, and if you know anything about the, you know, Lansky and the Mafia, like, Lansky was like the only Jewish dude, like, to be, you know, in the Mafia, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the Italian Mafia. And, you know, at a time when the Mafia was kind of like killing each other off and, you know what I'm saying, and shit was real crazy, he figured out a way to organize it. He created what they called the syndicate, you know what I'm saying? It was pretty much was like a network. So, you know, it was across the cities, it was across states, and then it was across the country and shit. So I just kind of like took that idea and you know, took what we saw from, you know, happening with Rough Riders at the time, and was like, damn, like, we need to combine that shit so we can get beyond ourselves. So it's like, you know, you create Larceny Family. This is where Larceny Family comes in. So, and the idea with Larceny Family, and the idea with Larceny, period, right? It wasn't, you know, it was about taking what ain't gonna be given to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where it stemmed from. We ain't asking for shit, we take it. You know what I'm saying? That was a slogan me and I came up with. And came up with this idea to you know, expand the group just beyond us. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, so it's like, if there's a nigga in Camden that was nice, like, or any part of Jersey that was South Jersey, North Jersey, whatever, that was nice, you know what I'm saying? We want them as a part of the syndicate. They got some representation out there. We got over here, so, you know, we feature on each other's records. You know, niggas got exposure in both places, right? Like, I ain't gotta be in there, I ain't gotta be in Jersey, New York, anywhere else. If I got people there, we got exposure in these different areas, you know what I'm saying? They got exposure over where I'm at. That was the whole concept. And at this time, Cass doing his album, you know, the hotel shit and all that. Like, so I'm still, you know, me not taking on it personal, or, you know, I'm still vibing with him, you know, whenever we could vibe. We always had a pretty, you know what I'm saying, still got a pretty cool relationship and shit. Like, I don't talk to nigga every day, but we still, you know, we vibe, and, you know, niggas is handling life, you know, beyond that. So, he doing his thing, you know, I'm running around, you know, in and out, fucking with him on that, but not really, you know, part of that. I'm taking off. So at the time, I get a call to do like, for the Making a Band shit. I don't know, you probably didn't even know that.
No, I didn't, definitely.
Yeah, I was on the same.
Talking about Puff John, right? When he first did it.
Yeah, I did the shit with, I was on the same season with Ines. Shit, but I just left her. I left right before they went in the house and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, once I figured out what it was, I was just like, I'm cool. It wasn't really, like, that shit wasn't really about sound. I had already been in the industry, so it wasn't really about sound. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that shit kind of like delayed shit, because I took some time to go do that. You know what I'm saying? And fell back again. So I was like, fuck it. We're gonna put together, get back to the original idea of Larceny family. You know what I'm saying? The movement and shit, just start creating movement. That's what we just started doing. We just kept, linking with niggas, build with niggas, wherever we can link and build with Mac, producers, artists, and all that shit. And you know what I'm saying? Just started trying to build that shit up that way. Cash shit popped off, he started popping. I would go out every now and then periodically and vibe with him on, shows and shit like that. That shit kind of, pick up, died down. He started going into his second album and shit. Started fucking with him a little bit more. He started coming back around a little bit more. And I had put together a couple records with all three of them. Because my idea was always just kind of make that shit happen again. The way that I've always seen it, you know what I'm saying? So I started working on that, so that's what I was always pushing. So we did this record called Philly Getting Money. So it was him, Ak, and myself, you know what I'm saying? That shit came out crazy. Started pushing that shit to Cassidy. This is around I'm a Hustler. Around the time that I'm a Hustler. So that's when the conversation about niggas kind of trying to bring it back around started happening. You know what I'm saying? But then, he got caught up in his situation, so shit kind of like fell through. And it was crazy when you bought an AR ad. This is the first, I started, around that time, I'm Hustle time is when I fucking first met AR ad. And the funny story about that is, I first met Ad, Cass bringing the niggas in my crib. So it was like having a few of his niggas, a few of his young boys. And Cass was trying to bring them in my house when Christ had a full studio in my crib. So like, he was trying to bring niggas in my crib to record. So I'm like, he called me like, yo, where you at? I'm like, I'm in the crib. Like, yo, I'm on your block. I go outside, look in the car, he got all these little niggas, grimy looking niggas in the car with him and shit. I'm like, what's up? Like, yo, we trying to record. Look back again, I'm like, these niggas look grimy as shit. So I'm like, yo, man, studio down today, bro. Like, I'm cool. Like, I come from a time like when you don't just bring nobody, you know what I'm saying? Just anybody in somebody's crib, like that ain't, you ain't gonna get the layout. I look at the niggas like, man, niggas probably fucking try to home invasion or some shit over here. Like, I'm cool on niggas, like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, we ain't shooting. I ain't coming up in here. Like, you ain't gonna have to drop in my crib and figure out how this shit laid out. Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, nah, I'm cool. So and me and Ab talk about that shit later. It's hilarious. But that's when I first met here. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then that shit popped off and Cass ended up, getting booked and all that shit. And he came home and we vibe periodically and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? But we were still at a distance and shit, like. But then he got into the accident. You know what I'm saying? The accident shit happened. Me and Ak still out here working. We grinding the streets. I started Logan Valley Entertainment by this time. I'm out here doing that, you know what I'm saying, in the streets, getting it. Got some traction with that, with that whole movement. I dropped the Sin City mixtape and a bunch of other shit. You know what I'm saying? Just getting traction with that shit, just working. You know what I'm saying? He come home, get into the accident. He down for a minute. The nigga called me like, yo, Shiz, I need you to come to Delaware. Like, I want to talk to you. So, I'm like, all right. So I vibe out, once he get himself together and shit. This is after the accident. Me and him just vibe, because we never really had the opportunity to sit and talk about the whole shit.
And how many years later at this point in time?
Years later. I can't tell you.
I'm talking about just for the people, like a period of time, because you said y'all been vibing here and there, so ever since he left.
The accident was, but it was like 2006 or some shit like that.
So you talking about 6 years where your relationship just been like touch and go for
we ain't touching nothing. We still, it's kind of like you get with a nigga and you like, yo, we gotta talk about that, right? We'll get to it later. It was kind of like one of those things, like we just never got around to having that, you know what I'm saying, that type of conversation and shit.
So 6 years later, the accident, he got himself together, he tell you come out and talk, so give him the right there from there.
Probably, yeah, sick. Let me see, when the Bars album dropped, like 2007, 2008, so yeah, like 2000, yeah. Around that time, 2006, 2007, somewhere in between that time, that's when we really start having in-depth conversations about the shit, you know what I'm saying? And you just really, over time when niggas make certain moves, like niggas know when, what's right and what's wrong, you know what I mean? Like over time. So he realized, you know, the mistakes he made and, you know, how he make the best decisions and shit. And, you know, we all, like I said, man, we all, you know, could find ourselves in situations and shit where we, you know, you might get to the point where you're like, dang, you see what you want right in front of you, and you just make a fucking decision, not even thinking about nothing else around you. You know what I'm saying? And not thinking about nobody else around you, or you might think that you be thinking about them, or, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, like whatever's going on in his mind. Again, man, I ain't one of them niggas that hold grudges. Nobody got stabbed, nobody got shot, nobody got killed, so it just wasn't that deep to me, but it was something that had to be addressed. You know what I'm saying?
And mind you, you said he a little younger than you, so that I'm sure that had something to do with it too, Ben. As though he in that situation, he was fairly young. Cause you like you say, y'all was around like in high school or just getting out of high school, so yeah. I think he was around that age, like in high school when all this stuff was popping up.
Yeah, so Cash younger than, like I had my first, like, I met Cash when he was like 15, 16. I had my first kid when I was 16. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm a fucking mature adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, at his age, I was a mature adult. You know what I mean? I'm taking care of somebody outside of myself. Like, I grew up a little bit different than he did too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I grew up with a sibling in the house since I was, you know what I mean? Since I was a baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had to look out for something other than myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm used to. I grew up the same way, you know what I'm saying? Cass was probably like, I think Cass was the only kid up until he was like 12 or some shit, you know what I'm saying? So it was just, you know, the difference in upbringings and, you know, you being the center of attention all the time. I wasn't the center of attention all the time, you know what I mean? And where I came from, so it's like, just a different, you know, different understanding. And some shit you walk into and you start to understand as you get older. And we talk about all that shit, you know, we have those conversations, you know what I'm saying? Like, when we get to the bottom of, you know, just different shit. Like, yo, you made this move. Like, I don't know why you move like that. And a lot of times it's just because you don't know how to communicate something, right? Like, or you might feel guilty about, or feel bad about making a move, but it's like, man, you got the right to make whatever move you want. Like, communicate it though, especially when it's affecting other people. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we had those conversations, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he like, yo, like, let's put it back together. All right, this is the way it's gonna, you know, but I was real specific in how it had to happen, you know what I'm saying? Which was the way that it started out. Him, Aqua, and myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we gotta do that. Like, I ain't with 100 other niggas being around, like that's just not my scene, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to know what's around me, like I don't want a whole bunch of shit around me, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we agreed upon that, and probably, you know, when he got back to moving around again, I started moving around with him. It was just me and him, you know what I'm saying? So we traveling, we all over the fucking country. In and out of studios, finishing an album, you know what I'm saying? Just working, you know what I'm saying? Just me and him. Like, nobody else, just me and him.
Alright.
I mean, so, I think I started, because that was still like they ain't even converse, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I had to bring that back into play, you know what I'm saying? And get them to, you know what I'm saying, to communicate and shit. And then, at some point, Ad came home, and this is when we was doing, I don't know if you remember the 777 mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
The boys.
That was his birthday mixtape, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Ad came home, and he came up in New York and shit. And at this time, you know, I told you this, you know, earlier about, you know, my first experience with Ad and shit. And so when Ad came Ad told me, you know, me and Ad talked about it. I just had Ad in here probably like maybe a month ago, a few weeks ago, some shit like that. But you know, we talk about it like, he was like, yo, shit, man, yo, when I first heard y'all niggas, man, I used to love you niggas in the third. It was like, yo, man, when I met you that day, man, it was like, yo, I didn't even fuck with you after that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why you say that? He's like, man, like, yo, I just felt like he was friends. And it was like, it wasn't even that, no, nigga, you know, you come from street culture, you live according to street culture, right? Like, you don't bring, and I broke it down to him, like, yo, the nigga Cash used to bring anybody around, like, not he hardly know y'all niggas. Like, I'm not letting y'all niggas in my house. Like, he was like, damn, I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah, nigga, that's all it was. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, but when he first came home and shit, like, yeah, you know, he on one side, he ain't really fucking with us. You know, I'm on my side, like, you know, say what's up. Like, and that was just the way we kept it for a minute. But we recorded the Boys' back record. He hopped on that jam. Which initially I wasn't so excited about because I told Cass I wanted this shit to happen. You know what I'm saying?
So it was all three of y'all on that record
and then we added, if you listen to the record, we extended the record to add one to it. You know what I'm saying? Which turned out to be, you know, like turned out to be dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like the way the shit came out. But yeah, that's when that, you know what I'm saying, that shit started happening. You know what I mean? That's when the app started coming into play. So then, when Ab, you know, was able to start traveling and shit, like we on the road together. So anytime you're on the road, you know, with somebody, you know what I'm saying, in the studio, spending, you know, extensive amounts of time with niggas, like, you start building relationships, you know what I'm saying? So like, we started building our relationship around times. Now you get to see who I am, I get to see who he is, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ab a nigga, I take me anywhere. Like, I go any, you know, I take the niggas anywhere. Like, I'm cool, I know anything pop off, we good. We finished the Boys' back record, shit came out dope. We started moving around and shit, and we traveling, and, you know, niggas was getting into stuff in the road, and, you know, shit happening or whatever, but the shit was good. Like, we all bonded, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, we bonded and shit all good. But Cass' album still, the bar's not done yet. Like, we still trying to get the shit done. You know what I'm saying? So shit kinda, you know, it's one of the things where shit pick up, 7 mixtape, shit pick up, shit kinda slow down. You know what I'm saying? Or was it? No, the album wasn't completely done yet. I'm trying to think when the album was fucking done. I don't know, but at this point, ain't nobody on the album from Larceny. Like, nobody on the album and shit. So one day, you know, like, one of his homies hit me like, yo, Shiz, you know the Joe is up in New York. So I'm like, yeah. He was like, yo, man, I want to go up and grab something, whatever. So I'm like, all right, I'll take you up there and shit. So he's like, so, you know, we hop in the car, you know, we go up. And, you know, the jury spot just happened to be around the corner from the studio that we work out of, Roundhouse Studios. Shout out to my man Panther, my man Grady. And so I'm like, damn, Cass and I'm in the studio, let's go holler at Cass. So he like, this nigga hesitant, like, nah, man, you know, I'm gonna chill out here in the car. That shit's kind of weird to me, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, nigga, come on up. So we get up there, so they going back and forth, because the nigga owe Cass some bread or something, like, I don't know what it was, but, so now me and Cass arguing. Like, man, shit, why you fucking around with these niggas, man? Nigga, these are the niggas you bringing around me, nigga. Because this is the type of nigga I am, right? Like, you bring somebody around me, and if you vouch for that nigga, right, they don't bring them around me if they ain't shit your people, like, you know what I'm saying? Don't have them around, right? Like, but if they your people, and you put them across as your people, and you like, yo, this is my man. Like, somebody saying, yo, this is my man, that means something to me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is my brother, this is my family. Like, don't say that shit to me and mean it lightly, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to be saying it, like. So when you say, yo, it's my man, you know, nigga call me, be like, yo, he need help with something, I'm gonna help the nigga out. Like, that's the type of person I am, you know what I mean? So, we going back and forth over that shit. I'm like, man, like, I ain't arguing about this shit, man. Fuck you, nigga. Man, I'm going back and forth and shit. At some point, we stopped arguing, niggas turn on the beat. And I'm like, damn, like, what you doing with that? He was like, I only recorded 2 verses on it. It was a song called I Pray. And he like, yeah, I only recorded 2 verses on it. I'm like, yo, like, I got something for that, you know, see what I can do with that. So I went on and laid the verse for that shit, man. And that was the only Larceny record that made the album. You know what I'm saying? Which ended up being like, you know, classic record. You know what I'm saying? Classic verse. Verse was so classic, like, man, I was just having like legends and shit come up to me, man, like, yo, it's an honor to meet you, man. Your shit was crazy, you know, record executives, everybody, like, yo, like, The record executives was like, yo, that shit gotta go on. Like the executives at J Records, like, yo, that gotta go on. You know what I'm saying? That verse got me like Nas comparisons. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit was crazy.
Alright, so Bars the album. I mean, you was featured on there.
Yeah.
That came out. It did what it did. I don't remember exactly what it did, but
Bars won. I want to say that shit won gold.
where?
Bars won gold. Yeah. So
Okay.
we had a nice round with that, drinking my two-step, man, and that's when with his movement, and what he had going on, man. That's when he started screaming Larceny family, Larceny. You know what I'm saying? Again. Prior to that, it was just, full service. Yeah, I mean, it was him, so it was full service. But at this point, you start screaming Larceny again because, the idea was to put it back together and create our own.
So when the last time y'all all spoke, or were y'all all together, or, I mean, we in 2017 now, so like, in 2017, is everything y'all been chilling, or y'all just everybody doing their own thing?
We sat down, we all met up. Probably maybe 6 months ago, and we just talked. And this is the first time the cast, and I probably talked since they dissed each other and shit. They did diss records, which is hilarious and shit. But it's the first time they actually sat down, communicated, and talked. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, and it wasn't even no music shit. It was just like sitting down, just as homies and as brothers, and just just vibe. You know what I mean? So we did that. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't with the intention of anything coming out of it. It's just, being humans and shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. So yeah, we did that. I see Hot damn every day. You know what I'm saying? Talk to Cash periodically. Like, yeah. But when we talk, it ain't even about, sometimes we talk about music, sometimes we talk about a whole bunch of other shit. Sometimes it's just family, you know what I'm saying? Shit, we all got kids, we talking kids, you know what I mean? Like, we talking about a whole bunch of other shit. Yeah.
So like you said, you've been dabbling in photography, and then that's been pretty much your thing once you completely turned away from the music. And like we stated in the beginning, we right here in your photography studio now. During the interview, so speak on how can people contact you? They try and work with you. How can they get at you? What a location, all that, anything, plug all that information.
For sure. So, again, I said at the top, so my photo studio, SL Photography, like you'll probably see it. I already kind of work with, work with a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, here in the city. A lot of clients in New York also. So what I did was I started leveraging my music relationships with what I do now, you know what I'm saying? So I get a lot of work that way. But yeah, man, if you need some photography, you know what I'm saying, if you got a project coming up, album, you got a brand, you got anything that you're looking to capture, man, just you can hit me. I'm on Instagram at Sean Lassiter. It's SeanLassiter. You could go to SeanLassiter.com, fill out the form there. I'm at Ridge in Midville, you know what I'm saying? You can usually catch me there, ring the bell or something, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it, man. If you got anything, we can have a consultation. Anything that we can have a consultation and figure something out for you. Hey man, it's Shiz Lansky, man. Just finishing up this interview with F.A.M.E TV. Hopefully, you said and you watched everything. Make sure you watch every part of it. But most of all, man, I just want to give a shout out to all my brothers, man. Everybody out there doing their thing still. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cassidy, the hustler. You know what I'm saying? And his movement, Mayhem Music. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Swiss. Everything he got going on with brother Swiss, man. Shout out to Cal Bar. Shout out to my OGs, DNY, Rough Rider family. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my OBH niggas. Just had OBH up in the studio, man, not too long ago, man. Yeah, man, just shout out to y'all, man. Keep grinding. You know what I'm saying? Always looking forward to see what everybody got going on in the future, man. Real shit.
Alright, man, we signing out, man. Shiz Lansky, Sean Lassiter, F.A.M.E TV, man.
Yeah, shout out to Philly Fame, man, for coming through, getting this interview, man. It's exclusive. Like, a lot of this stuff I ain't even communicate on. You know what I'm saying? Just because, shit private, man. So it's like, but story gotta be told. Somewhat. So you gonna hear my variation, you gonna hear Kaz variation. At some point we get hot fucking talk. You'll hear his variation, man. You can take a little section of everybody's shit and put it together, and you come up with your own truth from this shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.